If you've ever tried getting into a trading card game, you know it can be incredibly daunting. From the large financial investment of the serious meta level players, down to the casual player only able to get a few packs at a time. Either way you look at it, it can still be incredibly challenging. So I'll be pushing my skills and a bit of luck to their absolute limit to make the best deck I can. The goal is that by the end of 1 year, I will be able to top one of the largest tournaments in the TCG. The catch? The catch is I must do this on a mere $20 a week budget. But not only this, also I cannot trade or buy singles, only sealed product. The only exception being for each match I win, I can make a single trade for a single card from a box opened right here on the channel. If you want to take part in the series in either a remote duel match or have a box opened here on the channel and potentially a trade conducted, then head on over to my Patreon and become a member to gain permanent access to my personal Discord server. This is Digimon on a budget.
Alright, here we are, finally with our first losses under our belt on the channel. Man, that pro play, that was an adventure for sure. Lots of back and forth. The best thing is that with losing, we finally get to really start seeing the weaknesses in this deck. The parts that, playing game after game after game for a full day, 7 matches, and I went ahead and played them all just because it's good to learn and see, where our shortcomings are, even though I knew that there was no way I was going to top. I went ahead and did it anyways. We came out at the middle of the pack, which is good. I just barely above 50%. It's like 50 point something percent positive win-loss ratio. So hey, we have a positive KD ratio, and for all you FPS fans, that's a good thing, right? So it's only back uphill from here. So hopefully we're gonna make up for our shortcomings in the deck. We definitely felt them. The 2 Omnimon, not like I'm expecting to pull another one. It's not exactly easy, but if we could pull another one, that would be phenomenal. Or if we could manage a trade for an Omnimon, that would be just absolutely wonderful. Very difficult to manage a trade for a card that expensive, so definitely better off pulling it. As well as just getting the vanillas. I know it's such a cheap kind of strategy to go with, but it's so effective, and so that's what we're hoping for. We're gonna try to finish off our vanillas here. Our Gorillamon, Monzaemon. I think we need one of each of those guys. I would love to pull another Metal Garurumon from this, and so that's kind of what we're hoping for right here. So let's get cracking these guys open and see if that's what we can manage to do. All right, something shiny back there in the back for sure. So we can keep that covered a little bit. Gomon, I still need to check, see if we're at the 4 on that one. That might be our last one. I'm not quite certain. Boltmon, Biomon, and Mimi, and hey, we pulled the Hollow Zudomon. This actually we can use for sure in the deck. We'll definitely find a place for this. We'll replace one of our other Zudomons, the on Digivolve, with this guy here for the on play. Great pickup. That inheritable, if your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards, gain 1 memory when attacking. Ooh, that's gonna be nice. Man, I wish they all tore that like so perfectly down the side like that. All right. Armadillomon, oh, golly, I would love to replace that in our deck. Okay. Oh, there we go. Gorillamon. All right, this is really shaping up to be pretty good. I mean, we're not getting crazy pulls or anything, but we're getting important pulls, and that's what really matters for us right now. And just a rare mon. All right. Not a crazy pack, but hey, a common is a common, and when you need those commons desperately, it is what it is. Oh, green, how scary you are. Ooh, lots of good green, that's for sure. Right, Beamon, Babymon, and oh, another flower cannon, and ooh, Gallantmon. Not necessarily good for us, but oh, that's really good. I have been debating playing this guy. If we ever switch to red, playing that Alter S Omnimon strategy, that this will be great for that. But I'm not sure. Definitely just food for thought. He's an awesome card, though. I love this Digimon. Oh, one of my all-time favorites for sure. All right, Volcanic Dramon. We've got 2 already, which I think is plenty for our deck. Again, though, if we ever go to that Alter S strategy, we're probably going to want to bump this guy up to 4 if we don't go the Gallantmon path. Just Volcanic Dramon and Phoenix Mon, just both of those guys is really all you need for your level 6s in red. Ooh, Monzemon, wow, look at that. That's crazy. We're pulling almost everything that I've said. That's pretty remarkable. And Skull, Greymon, and just a Cupidmon. Okay. All right, last pack here. Let's see if we can make it work for us. Just really icing on the cake at this point would be the Metal Garurumon, and that would be just absolutely perfect. It would really put our deck almost at maximum power. And nothing so far. Something shiny back there at least. I don't think it's what we want though. Taiga and oh my god! What? 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 Wow! That's the 3rd Omnimon we have pulled. Wow. So in total, we've gone through about a box and a half on the channel, and that's it. And we've pulled 3 Omnimon, 1 Alter Art. Wow. Well, that kind of, wow. So I was talking about how we said Metal Garurumon would be, the last thing that I said we needed, right? I did also mention Omnimon, just mostly as a joke or as, wishful thinking. Never in a million years. I would not have put money on it that we would have opened a 3rd Omnimon on the channel. That is mind-blowing. Wow, that is so awesome. I wish we had that for the Pro Play. If we had pulled these cards before the Pro Play event, I think we would have done a little bit better. I'm not saying we would have made top 16, but I bet we would have made top 32 for sure. All right, and this is what we're looking at. You may notice this is an extra card. This is our trade for the week, is another one of the on-play Gabumon for that draw. Finally gonna take out this Armadillomon. Talk about a card that has frustrated me. I actually had debated between this Armadillomon and then this Gabumon, but honestly, I've already got 6 of the 2 cost on plays, 0 evolutions between the Gomamons and the Electmon that I didn't feel I really needed another 2 cost on play rookie, and that a 0 cost evolution was a little more important. So I'm going to save this one for now. Ultimately, we're going to replace this one with the 4th and final copy that we need of the Gabumon. If we can draw it or trade for it, whichever comes first. I guess I should move those around so that way it makes more sense there. And next is we're putting in our final 4th copy of Monzemon and taking out the 4th copy of Weregarurumon. And the reason we're doing that is because we're also taking out the last Zudomon. This is the when Digivolving one, which just, it doesn't come up that much. The bottom 2 Digivolution sources, more often than not, is just gonna be either like a vanilla or just an egg, and it's just not that impactful overall. So I think the single copy of Zudomon up here for that draw 2 on play, as well as just the inheritable is really nice. It's just getting memory in this game is always nice. So having a way to do that, I think he ekes out a little bit further than this one. We do lose 1000 power, which is a bit of a shame because this Pseudomon can hit over blockers. So occasionally I could swing with this one if I knew I didn't have any 6s or no 7s in my hand that I needed to worry about getting into. I would just start swinging with this Pseudomon. And even if there was a blocker in play, just because at 7k, I know I'm hitting over pretty much all level 4s and level 3s that could be in stack, as well as dealing with any blockers. So won't get to do that anymore, but I think the consistency is a little bit more important. And if we ever need to do that, we still have the 3 Garurumons that essentially do the same exact thing. Then next, we're putting in our 4th and final copy of Gorillamon as well. So Monzaemon and Gorillamon at full power finally, which is very, very nice. Dropping the 2nd Leomon, so we still have the 1 Leomon, I believe. No, I forgot. Yeah, we're taking it out. We're taking both Leomons out. So this is just a better outcome right here. Something that really started to come up. Not only is it just 1 less to Digivolve, which is really, really nice, and getting that draw and everything like that, but turn 1, if you go first, you play your your egg, and then you go into your rookie for 0, and then you go into a Gorillamon for 1 and put them on 1, turn 1 for them. So much nicer than going into any of your other level 4s that have that 2 evolution cost. So that 1 is just so much better for those turn 1 plays rather than the 2 evolution costs. So very nice to be able to do this. And then lastly here, this was a tough call, what to put in or what to take out for the Omnimon. Of course we're going to run Omnimon. We have to run another Omnimon. That's almost the point of this whole deck at this point. It was just with these nice beat stick level 6s, but now we actually have 3 Omnimon, so this is definitely a full Omnimon deck at this point. So we got to run the 3rd one. So what to take out? Ultimately, I decided to go down to 11 of the champions here. It's a pretty popular number of the 11 instead of the 12, so I'm gonna give it a shot, see how I like it. If not, I can always add it back in a Leomon or add in a 4th copy of Garurumon if we ever get the 2nd Metal Garurumon. We're still trying to pull it. So we'll kind of see how that goes. We'll go test out the 11 for now. What I decided to keep in was the 2 Volcanic Dramon, which I think that's pretty much a staple for this. It really needs to stay in there, mainly because I can go over it with an Omnimon and get it back, so I get that on-play effect a 2nd time to deal with the rookies. You never know we're going to have to deal with a bunch of rookies. Even if you're not playing Rookie Rush, there are times when your opponent's going to have 2 or 3 rookies, or even some of the champions that are 4K or less. Like we've had on the show before where we went against a Greymon. Both Greymons were 4K, and we were able to take out both of those. So Volcanic Dramon definitely going to stay in there. My 3 flex spots remaining are Puppetmon and the 2 Cocytus Breath over the Leomon. So it was between those 4. The Cocytus Breath does put in a good bit of work. I wish it was something else. I just don't like Blue's removal. We don't have a whole lot of good options, literally and figuratively. The green has put it to the bottom of the deck. Red has just delete. Purple has delete, but it's got to be unsuspended. Just blue putting it back to hand, I don't think is very good. If it was putting it to the top of the deck, I would be okay with that. I would take that over back to hand. So for 7, I think it's just a little steep for 7 when other cards completely remove it from the picture for the same price. So that's kind of where we're at. Hoping that we'll be able to do a few more changes here soon. Like I said, we want to get that last Gabumon for sure to replace that Gabumon. We still need 1 more Upamon as well. Hopefully we can maybe trade for it if we can't get the Gabumon. And then that will finish off all of our eggs. We need, of course, the 1 more Omnimon to make 4, as well as the 1 more Metal Garurumon, and that's it. We need 4 more cards, and this deck is at full power now. Look at all these changes we made this week. This is so awesome. I cannot wait to try these out. See how this 11 champion level 4 build does for us, and if we need to make any changes in the following week. We're starting back at 0 for the challenges, which will be pretty nice. Hopefully we can get a bonus trade in to help get those last few cards that we need.
All right, so game 1 is against purple here, and yeah, I'm just trying to play it safe here. Don't want to give them too much memory or anything like that, and just pass on their turn. I don't want to go up too heavy or anything like that with a trump sword on the loose. So just drop the Gabumon there. Here, so this was kind of a surprise. I go into my Otismon, and then unfortunately, oh, there it is. The Beelzemon shows up, but gives us a nice 4 memory to work with. Does take out our level 4, not the end of the world. We easily get back up into a Plesiomon with all that memory that they give us. Here, I decide the normal play should be to swing into security, and of course we hit a Millenniummon. The worst thing is I have the Omnimon in hand. I was debating playing that to take care of the Beelzemon. Ended up not doing that. Gets severely punished. Not only is he punched with the Beelzemon, but also drops a second Millenniummon on us to clear any hopes of building up a board back up against this. Get real desperate here. Drop the Puppetmon just to kind of suspend out. Maybe we'll get into something the next turn. But yeah, give them full memory to work with. Definitely scary. We end up getting to this board eventually. Clear them out. Drops the Piedmon on us. Pulls out what is that? 2 blockers. Because we're almost there. We're almost at game. We managed to push with the 2 blockers, and I gotta play it safe here. I tried to give them a little bit of memory as possible, because if they attack us, then that's it. The game's over at that point. So just trying to be safe. So Hammer Spark up, and then I think we drop a blocker here. Yeah, so we drop the blocker there. They've only got 2 things to attack us with next turn, so they can't finish us off. They've only got the 1 memory to work with. Tries to punch with the Piedmon, sees what happened, let that go because I can't block that. Runs into a Plesiomon, so loses the Piedmon, and I can easily block with the Grizzlymon. So we take that first game. Game 2, I go super wide here. I feel feeling pretty good. Got nice board presence compared to them, so not too worried about it. And so they kind of try to make a comeback here to start building up. I'm feeling pretty good. They don't have a whole lot of memory to work with overall. And then they drop another level 6. I don't know what it is. This person has so many level 6. I haven't seen any purple running this guy yet. Is that Boltmon, I believe it is? So he's their vanilla 12k attacker there. And decides to swing with him, so I definitely don't want to block that. I'd rather just keep myself alive in the waiting there. So again here, swing with Plesiomon. It makes sense to go for stack here. I don't want to crash or anything like that. Oh, real close. I saw the holographic. I thought it was a Millenniummon. It was only a Machinedramon, thankfully. But I definitely do not want to leave that Boltmon on field knowing that they play Millenniummon and a decent number of them. So go ahead and clear it with the Omnimon. Give them a lot of memory to work with, though, so they're able to drop that Beelzemon. Anytime they count their trash when there's an Impmon on field, Beelzemon's coming. So clears my blocker, is able to punch through with it, and of course, especially when you see them unsuspend also like that, there comes the Millenniummon to deal with our Omnimon. Oh, it feels so bad, so frustrating. Here the film crew comes into our chat or into our game, so it really messes with my camera. I know how to get around that now, but at the time I didn't. And oh, look at that, yet another Millenniummon in security. Just super thick booties on all these guys. Cannot deal with any of it. Hammer Spark, drop the Puppetmon again to see if it can do us anything. Suspend them out, just hoping, but they build up. kind of a lackluster comeback there with all that memory that they had that they spent. I don't think I'm really able to capitalize on it. Yeah, I just have to play a blocker, and that's it. That's my whole turn, is I get to play one blocker. So yeah, not much of a capitalizing. Oh, they did have to play the Trump Sword on the Puppetmon, so that was a big chunk of the memory that I gave them. Yeah, and then here they go swinging and block here, and then they can punch for game right there with the blocker. So going into game 3 of the first round here, and met with Trump Sword immediately. It was actually kind of a bit of a fake out. I deliberately went all the way up into 1, even though I knew I couldn't attack with it, just to bait out that Trump Sword so I didn't have to worry about it later whenever I got an Omnimon on field, because not only, like you see me here, I can just immediately get right back up and climb into a Plesiomon because of all the memory that the Trump Sword gave us. So I didn't really lose out too terribly much overall. So then next turn I'm able to bring that Plesiomon out to their field. I think they like cleared a rookie or something like that with the Chimeramon. Oh, a blocker is what it was with that Chimeramon. And then they were able to play that Beelzemon right on top of it. Oh, it's so frustrating. Beelzemon is a good card. It's very good. And then there's another Millenniummon. Takes care of our Plesiomon. So much for me waiting to use our Omnimon on something. Forced to Cocytus Breath the Millenniummon. That feels bad because that gives them another use out of it. But I was hoping they didn't have any more level 6s to worry about. And then, of course, they drop a Boltmon on us. And I absolutely do not want to deal with that Millenniummon, so we go ahead and clear that Boltmon off the field with our Omnimon, and immediately met with a Trump Sword. Feels bad, feels so bad, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. I didn't even get an attack with it to return my Plesiomon to hand, and that feels super bad. Here they've just punched with a rookie and clear my field, drop an Impmon. You know what happens when they drop an Impmon? There comes another Beelzemon. This person's deck is just ripped with some pricey purple cards. I try to do something here. I couldn't get the security attack bonus trigger at all. Unfortunately, red is the one with all the just easy come go stuff, and that's all I've got there is just the one blocker, and he's able to punch with that rookie that he had in the waiting for game. Game 2. Here, trying to redeem ourselves, we'll go against red Omnimon player. He swings in, hits a Cocytus Breath, and in true fashion, just decides to drop a Terra Force or a Gaia Force just to clear my Plesiomon, which, you know, it makes sense. Gives me a lot of memory to work with, so I'm able to go wide. I think I'm having issues getting into level 6s here, though. Nice, hits into a Hammer Spark. That feels good. But it doesn't actually get to go off because that's the Wargreymon that doesn't allow it to activate. And then he drops an Omnimon to go ahead and clear our level 5. I think I would have cleared the other level 5, though. Just because that security attack bonus that I could maybe perhaps trigger, possibly. Here, drop the Plesiomon, then the Hammer Spark to go back up to 6, so then we can drop the Omnimon and not pass our turn. So we clear the Wargreymon, we swing into security, return the Plesiomon to hand, and we are not met with a Gaia Force for once. We are not met with a Gaia Force immediately, and so we're able to swing a second time, a whole second time there, and again, not another Gaia Force. Must be a bad red player for not top decking a Gaia Force in their security. It seems like everyone else we played always does. Here we're just kind of working through everything that they got. I'm feeling pretty good on our position here. We're just getting ahead, so I go ahead and get rid of my blocker there to go into Weregarurumon and go ahead and swing, just trying to clear out as much of that security as possible so they don't have too much to deal with. And I can punch over, and oof, feels bad. Run into an Omnimon. But we were able to take that first game pretty easily. They just weren't able to come back and they conceded. Here, dropping the Greymon, hard playing it, and then what I do, I have to hard play a Monzaemon equally as bad in return. So yeah, that's pretty rough. At least mine's a level 5 though, and swings in with the Groundramon into the Metal Garurumon, so he immediately loses any kind of advantage. And there it is again, Gaia Force in hand. Didn't go what they want, and try to punish us, but then we're able to just use all that memory to just to climb and climb and climb. Get a Plesiomon in the waiting, so then they can't touch it because it's in the raising area. And here they play a tie for 4, and just, I don't know, that's all they could do. That feels so bad. So we're just going to start punching. Normally, I don't like to swing in against red with Plesiomon because there's too many targets that can kill it. There's the Phoenixmon, the Gaia Force, and the Omnimon. That's 12 targets. But if they're not going to play any Digimon, I'm not going to just sit there on my Plesiomon forever. So I start swinging there. It's kind of blurry there, but they do have a Plesiomon on field. Or, sorry, not a Plesiomon. They have the Phoenixmon, which is the equivalent. They swing in here. That security attack bonus for the Greymon. Such a great card. Just no drawbacks at all. Just get +1 security attack. And then they do drop the Volcanic Dramon to clear out our rookies. But I'm feeling pretty good about the board we've got. All that memory. We go ahead and drop the Omnimon. And I don't know why I didn't clear the Phoenix right there, and even they thought I was going to. It made perfect sense, and oh, there it is. There's the Gaia Force and security, so we don't get that second attack off with Omnimon. Just, I guess I was trying to push for game, and I could have pushed for game if there wasn't anything in security, but I think the better play would have been to clear that Phoenixmon. It just made so much more sense to do that. So we just kind of pushed through with everything we got, clear all their security out, and we end our turn by playing Kakaida's Breast, unfortunately to bounce that Phoenixmon back to hand. Just ugh. And then we were able to take that game after that. Third game, we're playing against the Christmas Tyrannomon deck. Pretty interesting deck to play against. Kind of frustrating because I could never attack because they just had all this piercing that I had to worry about. So I'm just sitting there on all my level 5s. I can't draw until level 6. And because if I attacked, they're just going to attack over me, pierce. They clear my field and everything. So here, I finally get a chance to just start attacking and triggering Upamon's effect because he played a rookie. So I'm using every bit of that I can. Attacking, I got 2 Upamons on field, so as long as I'm not attacking with the same one, I can trigger it multiple times. Just not that same one. So I'm just trying to draw into anything here. Leaving those on field feels so bad. And then playing the Gabumon. What's nice about blue is just how that draw power that they have is so nice. But it's still frustrating overall not being able to draw into what you need, especially when you don't have enough copies of it. Then they play that Puppetmon, really put us in a bind here, but give us a lot of memory to work with, which is definitely nice. So we get up into the Plesiomon there on top of the Wergarumon, so our security attack bonus is live if we so choose to swing with it. Hammer Spark here, go up to 6. You know what that means. Yep, Omnimon's coming down. We clear the Metal Tyrannomon, which was an interesting pick, I would say. I think he could punch over me. He had so many bonuses that he could have punched back over my Omnimon, so I had to clear it. During its turn, it just had too many bonuses to leave on the field. So then we're able to punch into security here at that second attack here and reveal 2 Taigas. Wow. And play the Kakaida's Breath here. Return the Greymon to hand, so that way he couldn't Digivolve into something. And because I can deal with the Puppetmon, not an issue here. That's his only attack, and attacks into a Plesiomon. And then, of course, has the second Puppetmon. Naturally, I thought I had the game in the bag, and then drops a second Plesiomon on me. Feels so bad. But you know what? That's a lot of memory to work with. So we're going to drop another Omnimon on him. And go ahead and clear out. Same strategy as before. I can handle the Puppetmon. I cannot handle something with piercing or multiple attacks, anything like that. Play the blocker. He's only got one thing to attack with. The Babymon there can't do anything. Here plays a Gaia Force. No red cards on field, just the red baby there. Yeah, questionable for sure. But it's all right. I'm feeling pretty good about this. They got the 1 security. I'm pretty sure we can clean it up with 4 Digimon on field, 2 blockers. Yeah, no Flower Cannon going to help them here. And boom, there we go. Punch for game with Gabumon. Game 2, we ramp up to a Plesiomon pretty quickly, and they also go into a Metal Tyrannomon. So I got to be careful with that. It can often pierce over, so we clear that up. Don't want to leave anything on field for them. Here, they get really aggressive with that Dark Tyrannomon. I think this was a questionable play because then they dropped the Gaia Force to clear my Plesiomon, which makes sense. But I would not have attacked with that 6K first. That feels way too iffy. But all that memory, we go up to another Plesiomon, and again, we're just clearing the board. Don't let them have anything, and just keep that board control. Here they drop a Puppetmon, not a Puppymon. Yeah, drop the Omnimon to go ahead and clear it. Just, again, maintain board control against this deck, and it's not that scary to work with or to deal with. Here they punch in the Gorillamon with that piercing, but it's met with a Omnimon, so that's pretty awesome. So clear the board for me, and look at this. Plays another Gaia Force. Where's the red on field? Where's the red on field? Yeah, one green Taiga. That's it. My fault for not catching it, though. Just bad on me. But, you know, I'm still in a great position. I played this match really well against this player, so we're in a good spot here. Just trying to maintain control here. Hammer Spark, so that way I pass it to their turn with only one memory to work with. They have nothing on field. Forced to play Flower Cannon for 2 to suspend mine, passing it to me, which all my stuff comes unsuspended, but I guess it's better than passing and giving me 3 memory to work with. But, yeah, they're pretty open there. So I'm just going to start swinging and see what happens. Reveal a Mimi, nothing too crazy, nothing to worry about just yet. Go ahead and swing with that Garurumon. Just reveal a Beamon. Nothing too bad there. And then pass my turn with the Gabumon there for that draw. Here they're going to go ahead and Flower Cannon again. This time on my blocker, I believe, so they can punch into the blocker for piercing. Oh no, they just go straight for it. And boom, Hammer Spark. Hammer Spark literally for the win here. Go ahead and punch into that. Reveal a Gaia Force. Gaia Force, whatever, doesn't matter. Even a Flower Cannon wouldn't have saved them because we do have the blocker that would have remained on field. And boom, again, punch for game with the Gabumon. I don't know why, I just love punching for game with Gabumon with that 1K. Gabumon's just a great character in general, so anytime I can make him the winner is always awesome. Alright, so this week we did end up losing that very first match. However, we did take the second two, so next week, as long as we win the very first game of the big PPG event, yeah, it's scary. It's going to be 8 rounds of PPG and going to be exhausting. But hey, if we win the first one, hey, we get a bonus pack. If not, then sadly, no. But we only had 6 likes on that last video, guys. So go ahead and like this video, guys, so that way we can get some bonus bucks, and hopefully we can, get some bonus packs here. By the time this gets released, we'll have like a week and a half until the official release of the game. We can get product a lot more regularly and a lot easier without it being hopefully sold out everywhere. We'll see if it's sold out everywhere. I hope it's not sold out everywhere. And I hope they don't scalp us too bad at all of our local game stores. So good luck, guys, getting your packs and everything like that. Hopefully you don't get scalped. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please support the channel in any way you can. Just liking the video or subscribing is a huge help. And if you really want to support the channel, consider checking out my Patreon. There's a link in the description below for it. You can get access to my Discord server as well as some other cool incentives. Also, check out my official merch store. There's a link in the description below for my Teespring account. You get access to all my cool merch that I've got on there, as well as some other cool stuff, cool phone cases, that sort of thing. But like I said, any kind of support is always appreciated. Just simply liking the video can go a very long way for me. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.